is the bull. The bull is not here.
Hi guys, what's going on? This is Robert MCS, and today we've got a special interview for you once again. Today we're going to interview Peter, and Peter is going to explain ChainLayer.io to you guys. And as you see, you can delegate your own coins into validator nodes they run. So basically you're going to stake from your own ledger, but you receive higher rewards. So before I'm going to tell you all about it, let's listen to Peter first. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm applause for Peter.
Thank you.
Welcome, Peter. Welcome back. For the new people who are watching MyCryptoSpirit.com, I've had interviewed Peter earlier on a Dutch YouTube channel. That was like 6 months ago. I interviewed him for his work for Wanchain. But things are changing now. Things has changed, and Peter is going to tell you all about it. So Peter, first of all, introduce yourself to the public.
Yeah, so I'm Peter, almost 40 years old, don't tell anyone. I have a wife, I have 2 children. I've been in IT for as long as I can remember, basically. And I started doing crypto in 2012. And last year we started our own company called ChainLayer. Which is a staking company. So we are offering staking as a service to people holding crypto coins. And basically I'm here to tell you about that. Yeah.
Yes, and ChainLayer.io for the people. What I told Peter already is that we've got a staking community. And mostly in these times, I see the interest in staking is raising. Staking is an important part of the future of blockchains. We see we see a big switch from proof of work to proof of stake now. So basically, Peter, you are helping people with staking, or how can we see it?
Yeah, so to explain staking a little, I think there's different kinds of staking, and the problem is, a proof of stake can mean different things. It can be as easy as you yourself hosting like a Raspberry Pi, running a small node that gives you like an interest. But it can also mean, like with Tezos, that you actually need someone to run a decent server, preferably with like a hardware security module. And you can delegate your stake to a validator or a baker, as they call it, Tezos. And we're the latter. So what we offer is we have our own data center. We hire a data center. We have got machines there. We've got our hardware security modules and everything else security-wise in place. And you can delegate your funds to us, to our baker or validator, or so that you can make your interest, or inflation as it usually is, while we do all the hard work, basically. And we take a fee, and you just get your payments.
All right, and like you said, it's you're working with big servers because, yeah, you're running heavy nodes. I saw on the website. Yep. I mentioned a couple of them, and you can mention the others. But I saw Chainlink, for example, and Kava.
Yeah.
So.
Correct.
If you can tell us which projects you support already at this moment.
Yeah, so currently we're we're the second largest validator on Wanchain. Wanchain you obviously know because we've talked about that before.
Yes.
I think we promised each other to do another Wanchain meeting once staking was live, because I was pretty enthusiastic about the whole staking part at the time.
Yeah.
So that worked out well for us and for Wanchain, I think. We're also validating on a lot of Cosmos SDK networks. So Cosmos is building an interoperability network with all kinds of hubs that are attached together. Cosmos is the main hub, so to speak, which we validate. Kava is another coin on Cosmos, as well as Terra and Iris. And indeed, you said it already, Chainlink. Chainlink is not really validation. It's actually something completely different, but it also fits our way of working. So what Chainlink does, Chainlink did an ICO in 2017, a pretty good ICO, by the way. They're offering Oracle services.
Yes.
So on Ethereum network, whenever a smart contract has a need for real world data, currently they can't have it, basically. There's no link between Ethereum and the real world data. Chainlink built smart contracts to create a layer between Ethereum and the data providers. And we're running one of those nodes. So what we are currently doing is we're providing the ETH US dollar price every 5 minutes. And we're working on several other feeds as well that give smart contracts the option to get that live data that they need into their contracts, basically.
So ChainLayer is running an Oracle node by Chainlink.
Yeah.
So for my picture here, if I hold a bunch of links, chain links, then I can delegate them to you to put it in the Oracle.
No, because Chainlink is unfortunately not yet. Chainlink is not a proof of stake coin. It's an ERC20 token or ERC71 token on the Ethereum network. They will be doing some kind of staking in the future, but that will be collateral. So the expectation is, and they're working on the software to do this, that data providers and smart contracts, they want their data to be snappy and fast, and they want the right data and the right things. So
and you can get a penalty for the wrong data. I understand.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
So the idea is that you need to put up a bond or collateral as a node operator to ensure that if you give the wrong data or too late, that you actually lose a part of the bond. That is some sort of staking. So they're gonna build something that allows people to put in that collateral, that you can share like a collateral pool with your node. But today it's not finished yet, so it's not possible, and we're not sure yet how it's going to work. But we're hoping that they'll put it live pretty soon, so we can start doing that as well.
Yes, I saw also on the website that you are looking into other projects as well. That's like looking into it if it's possible to providing staking service in the future, or how can I see? All right.
Well, basically, we want to do everything that our delegators want. So if our delegators hold Cosmos, but they also hold Polkadot, or they also hold Tezos or whatever, we want to be the validator that can help you with all the coins, basically. Unfortunately, for example, for Tezos, it's not possible for us to currently run a Tezos node or a Baker, because with Tezos, the rewards are actually sent first to us, the validator, and then distributed further to the delegators.
Yes.
Which means that at a point in time, we have custody over customer funds. And as you may know, there's new AML regulations going live in January. And one of those regulations is, well, basically a lot of Dutch crypto providers are going to be regulated by the Dutch National Bank, the DB. And the criteria there is basically if you hold funds of your customers, then you need to be regulated and implement AML, etc. And while we are really positive about this regulation, we think it's really good. It's also something we're not nearly big enough to do. And honestly, I think this is the kind of thing that should be done at an exchange level and not at a delegator level. So,
yeah, but it's a new era. You know,
exactly.
Even the regulators have to look into it because probably they don't know this kind of service yet.
No.
So I know already from Validator, Bitcoin Meester in Holland, that they serve the same regulations. They are really busy with it. But yeah, we can understand that because they are an exchange, a broker. But now we have got a staking service here, and it's a whole new era, a whole new world.
Exactly.
So now I saw indeed you're looking into Polkadot. There's a lot of requests you said to me for Polkadot, and I saw a few others also. So you're basically looking first to the regulation aspects, if it's possible, and then of course to the protocol. Yeah.
So usually there are testnets. So, for example, the testnets we're currently working on are Akash, which is I'm pretty excited about. By the way, it's they have a means to resell unused computing power.
Oh, nice!
And they're doing it on the Cosmos network as well. So we're joining a testnet there. We're running a testnet for e-money. I need to look at Polkadot, the Kusama network.
Yes.
Basically, the running a testnet gives you an idea of how it's going to work in production. Because
absolutely.
We obviously need to maintain it in production, so we want to make sure that we're doing the right things. We practice with how you can do failovers and stuff like that because it needs to be 100% up. But also get an idea of how. What the feel is of a project. You know, if you look at Kusama, there's a really active community. There's a lot of enthusiastic people. So it's really something we think from that perspective, we should try to validate on it. What we also see with the same Kusama is that the reward mechanism there is such that it's going to be really hard to validate unless we either buy a lot of Polkas in the end, or dots, sorry, I think it's dots, or we find a partner to partner with that supplies the dots. Those are all things you can only see if you actually join the testnet and get a feel for how the product works. So that's the main reason to do it like that.
All right. So, well, imagine I've got a bunch of Anthem, Cosmos on my ledger, on my own address, and I want to be a customer of you. How it's going to work?
Well, for Atoms, it's really simple. Basically, you go to our website and you click the delegate button, and that sends you to our delegate tool. It's called ledger.chainlayer.io. And you click in your ledger and you select the amount of atoms you want to delegate, and then you're done.
Is there a minimum and a maximum?
No, I don't think Cosmos SDK there's a minimum. No, I think you can delegate anything. The tool, how we build it though, doesn't allow decimals because that was a lot easier to build without decimals. So maybe if atoms are worth like a few $100, we'll
maybe that's consider it. Well,
but for now,
not on short term, I think.
No. So for Cosmos SDK networks, that's the easiest way. For Wanchain, you can use my One Wallet, which was also built by us, by the way. So that's the easiest way, I think, or the normal One Wallet that is available from the Wanchain website. And I think for Cosmos, we're also in Trust Wallet, so you could also use Trust Wallet to delegate.
Nice. So it's really easy.
Yeah, should be. Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely going to try it and making a nice tutorial of it because we all have some coins we want to use on longer term. If you're holding, why don't you stake it? Because they're always connected to your own address, right?
Yes, yeah, you can't lose them basically. One thing to keep in mind is the slashing. So, for example, Cosmos has a slashing function that if a validator double signs, so really screws up basically, then he can be slashed for 5%, which means you can also lose those 5% of your coins.
Well, I lose 5% daily now, so.
Well, if you look at today, everybody lost. Yeah, but that's something to keep in mind. So I mean, even if you don't delegate to us, keep in mind that when you delegate to someone, he needs to,
yeah.
In Dutch, zijn zaakjes voor elkaar hebben.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's. But if you have a bad actor as delegated, then they have like poor systems or something, or not a really good uptime. But you told already you've got some heavy servers over there, right?
Yeah, well, more than one server, obviously, as well. We wrote a few articles actually on how we work with Wanchain, which are really interesting for people to read. The most important thing about a validator is that you keep it hidden, basically. It should be a secret. So nobody should know where that validator is. Preferably also physically unknown, but at least on the internet unknown. So what you see with most networks is that it's all peer-to-peer. It means that your validator is talking to other peers to get new blocks and to send new blocks. Now, if your validator is a normal connected node to all the other nodes, then it's quite easy for people to find out that your node is actually a validator, and then they'll know the IP address. And if they know the IP address, then they can DDoS it, or break it, try to hack it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So what we usually do, for two reasons actually, is our validator node talks to 3 other nodes that are also owned by us. Those are called the relay nodes. And the relay nodes is also a network provisioning. So they're within the same data center. It's 4 machines, and 3 of them have a different internet connection, basically. So that if an internet connection of the DC falls away, we still have 2 other internet connections. Okay. Because basically without internet, everything stops working.
Yes.
So the DC supplies us with 2 internet connections, and the third one is connected to an LTE 4G modem, basically. So that basically covers almost everything except fire.
Yeah, except fire. Well, we are pretty safe here geographically. We don't have hurricanes or something.
No hurricanes, no earthquakes, so that's usually good. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. So for my final last question, I'm seeing you wearing a nice T-shirt. What are your thoughts about Ethereum 2.0? Is there going to be a staking service also by ChainLayer in the future?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, what I've seen so far, this is really something we want to be a part of. Simply, even if not for the public, then for ourselves, because we own Ethereum. So, I have high expectations of ETH 2.0. One of the things we need to think of as validators and is we cannot promote or shill projects we're validating on, because obviously if you own ETH and you delegate it to us, then we had no role in you acquiring the ETH, right? But if we say a project is really cool, you should buy it and then delegate it to us, then maybe people can hold us accountable for you buying it. So that's a thing we always need to consider. But so this is not an investment advice.
No.
But I think Ethereum 2.0 is really going to be great.
Well, fundamentally
long overdue, and it's going to be great that it's going to be better for the world that it won't be proof of work anymore. I think that's the most important part.
We see a lot of projects switching. Of course, we heard different stories. In my opinion, we can never change it for Bitcoin. But for Ethereum, yeah, well, it's a huge step, but I think it's the best step they take. Yeah, we're going to watch it, and yeah, we're going to talk soon again. We're going to schedule an interview in like a few months. Let's look what's happened already, and let's look at ChainLayer. What's next? Peter, thank you very much for this interview. And
thank you, Robert.
Let's see what it brings.